Welcome back to my channel where I talk about anything and everything biology related. In today's video, I'm going to go through an essay that was submitted by one of my newer students so that we can learn from the mistakes and through which I hope it benefits you when you write your answers for biology exams. Let's look at the question that I've given my student. The question is describe how amino acids are joined together, and this is 6 marks. And this is the first part of the entire answer. There's a second part. What I suggest you do is to freeze the frame to take some time to read through the gigantic essay that's written by my student and decide for yourself if this is acceptable. Of course, I'm going to continue on with the video and tell you that it is not acceptable. Let's read the question again. The question is how amino acids are joined together. And you realize reading this entire few paragraphs that this is describing the entire process of translation. And translation is huge. But the question, how amino acids are joined together, is but one segment of the entire process of translation. So what the newer student was trying to do was to write out the entire process of translation, basically cut, copy and pasting from his or her school notes into the answer, hoping to gain some marks. But unfortunately, one look at this and I gave 0 marks because the act of formation of the peptide bond is far later in the translation process, where this answer is basically going right to the beginning, talking about the mRNA, the tRNA, how the tRNA is joining to the correct amino acid and so on, before it is brought to the large subunit ribosome. And then at the large subunit ribosome, what happens between two tRNAs, right? So the last statement is where the answer should start, but unfortunately it didn't. So it went through this entire process talking about things which are irrelevant to the question. So I want to remind you once again that when it comes to answering exam questions, you've got to read the question very carefully and frame your answer within what is required by the question and not what you think the question you want to answer instead. Then you are disrespecting the examiner. Let's continue on with the final paragraph that's submitted by my student. And this is the paragraph where the first part of a markable answer finally appears. The peptide bond is formed between adjacent amino acids catalyzed by the enzyme peptidyltransferase. So this is the 1 mark that I give because this is a valid point. This enzyme, particular enzyme, does facilitate the peptide bond formation. And then my new student continues on to talk about the translation process. But again, that's irrelevant to the question. A reminder, the question is how amino acids are joined together. The new student barely touched on this point, spending majority of the effort talking about the translation process before the formation of the peptide bond and after the formation of the peptide bond, where the formation of the peptide bond is but just one statement. A lot of you biology students think that if I write a lot, I will get a lot of marks, but that's not necessarily the case. If you write a lot but doesn't answer the question that's given to you, then you're not getting any marks at all. You can write the whole encyclopedia worth of valid facts, but if it doesn't answer, you're still going to get 0, or in the student's case, only 1 mark out of 6, which is a fail. The facts that this new student has stated here doesn't matter at all because it doesn't answer the question. So please, everyone, if you're a biology student and you're going to answer an essay question, for example, please use the frame of the question to decide what you need to write in your answer. Make my life easier and make your examiner's life easier too. In the next video, you can see more of me marking my students' answers and my specific critiques to help you improve on your answers.